Yo, just actually coincidentally just got back from a meal in a lovely Turkish restaurant in the middle of town, and oh, it's superb. It was a really, really top-notch food, and I was just thinking about how many restaurants there are in this area, but around the UK that I've been to that have been set up by families that have immigrated to the UK and just really like fantastic. Like, the UK, we don't have like natively good food, really. Let's be honest, a lot of it's very starchy, simple food. But what we do have is plenty of restaurants from various cultures around the world, and the food is absolutely superb. And one of the best examples of that is Indian food. And I had two South Indian neighbours actually, and they would celebrate everything. They were from Kerala, and they would celebrate every single festival going, like everything. If it was Muslim, Christian, Hindu, it doesn't matter. Sikh, you know what I mean? They would celebrate every festival, and every celebration would involve food. And if I wasn't going around there, they'd drop food off for me. And their cooking was absolutely mind blowing. Really, really was. Sumi, she was an absolutely brilliant cook, really, really incredible. And yeah, I've always had a love of Indian food, and that's my ethnic background, really. I mean, via South America, but essentially, my mum is Indo-South American, as opposed to Black South American. And a lot of the culture and food came across to South America with that Caribbean twist to it. So I'm very fortunate. And I've always been very fortunate with the variety and of food that I've tried in life. And so, yeah, I'm a big foodie, by the way. I love to cook and I love to eat. What I mean? The two go hand in hand really well. So, I've just come back. I'm thinking about food. I'm thinking about what I'm going to be cooking tomorrow and desserts. I'm going to try out some of this keskul, or there was another dessert with pistachio nuts and caramel, and I was just like, oh, that's going to be fantastic. So I've already been planning out like some cooking over the last, just been thinking about cooking really. And I click on surprise me, and this game comes up all about cooking. And I'm like, yeah, okay, we'll take a look. So this is Venba. Now I haven't got high hopes for this. It doesn't look like one of those that game. Oh, like the multiplayer co-op game, the Cook It type thing. But it looks cool nevertheless. So I'm gonna have a bash of this. It looks like it's on sale. Oh, is it on Game Pass as well? So I don't own this. It's just on Game Pass. No, I didn't realize that. I thought I'd bought it. But yeah, beautiful, heartfelt story. Made me cry. Oh God. I watched a film, a really good one, about a young Indian guy trying to gain a Michelin star. And this was in France, and there was an established restaurant in the village, in the town, and it was like proper French cuisine. You know what I mean? All the basic sauces and everything, all the way up. It was like proper Michelin star, and he just did this like very modern Indian fusion of cooking. And eventually, by the end of the film, he gets his Michelin star. And I was in tears over that one. So I am a bit of a blubber when it comes to food and culture and things like that. I don't know. I have so many good memories around food and culture. I really do. And so this all makes me incredibly nostalgic whenever I come across food and culture. Especially South America. I have some amazing memories of South America, and just times with family, and a lot of that all surrounded food, really. And again, that's not something that you experience sort of in the native UK, if you like. Food's obviously a big part of everybody's lives. Everybody needs food for fuel, but the how food is intertwined with culture and becomes a central part of socialization is just not something that you see in the UK at all. I think I'm too fat for this jacket, too fat for most things. I've got a very limited wardrobe now. Oh dear. I'm going to the gym isn't losing me weight. It's gaining me muscle, but I'm not losing actual fat. Oh well. So talking about being fat, let's have a look at a game about food. Kisses with me, oh baby, da, 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 da. Oh baby, bye bye, bye bye. Meep, meep, beep, beep. I don't know, that was stuck in my head for a while. Now this mic, I can sort of, it's not where I want it to be. It's caught, I catch it in my eye, but I'll be alright. What's that instrument called? I'll call it a drum. We'll just get started. Yeah, that's either Hindi or Urdu. Think well before you dare. Never ruminate once in action. Muthu travels. Leaving already? I'm going to do my Indian voice. Not very well, but I will try. You're leaving already? I'll. Sorry, did I wake you? I'm not going to do it. What time is it? 8. How are you feeling? Tired. Just like yesterday. Ah. Okay, I'll call your school and say you can't come in today. I was just about to leave for work. You should go back to sleep. I can't. Oh, I'm just terrible. What about your lunch? There is some leftover idli, batter, and garlic chutney from yesterday. You can steam some idlis quickly. I don't know if I can figure all that out. It's okay. I was just about to leave. It's just idli. It's very easy. It'll take me too long, Venba. Don't worry. I can't. I can just survive on the coffee machine. Okay, fine. I'll make it then. Wait 5 minutes. Venba, it's really fine. No, no, no. I need to make lunch for myself anyway. Just tell the school I'll be done in a minute. Okay. So her name is Venba. Okay, let's get this done fast. Although, I tried my mother's recipe for once, the way I make idlis. Never as soft as hers, and they would always cheer me up when I'm feeling sick. I should just make them her way today. The recipe is still readable, that is. I always compare all my cooking to my mum's cooking. And surprisingly, it never compares. Right. Idli plate, towel, cooker, ingredients, water and batter. Holes to let steam through. These also have holes so batter can cook. Make sure to, or it will leak. Arrange plates so steam can cook batter properly. Oh, okay. So, I think it's like, I've not made idli with these kinds of plates before. The only difference from mine seems to be the holes on the plates. Yeah, I have this as well. Different stuff to what my mum has, and it's like, oh, that's not how she makes it. Like I've got a tower, I've got two towers. These are like very flat pans for cooking chapatis and all sorts of breads, really. And my tower is very different to hers. So again, we sort of, both of my towers are different to hers. This recipe, and also she's on gas and I'm on electric. This recipe also calls for towels. I'm not sure why. To keep things warm. But Amma swears this method makes the idlis a little softer. Idlis, eh? Right. So there's the idli plates. Do I not need to put water into this pan? Water. And then presumably I'll put the idli plate into there. That's idli batter and that's a towel. How many towels? There's a few. So what if I just drop the towel onto the idli plate, right? Then I get some idli batter and just do 4 lots of that. Pick up the idli plate. I presume I've never ever heard of idlis, never once, and then just drop that in there. Oh, okay. So, what is an idli then? Is it like a dumpling? Fucking making me think. I mean, I'm absolutely stuffed. But I'll always, you know, this is the trouble with good food. I can't say no. Right, idli batter. Is it going to be a sort of leavened bread? That's what I want to know. Right. What temperature does it say to cook these at? That's a difficulty, isn't it? Let's just get that. Alright, let's see how it turns out. Oh, is it a pressure cooker? Okay. That's something I got 2 years ago. Goddamn thing's a marvel. And it's like, God knows how big it is. It's so many litres. It's just much more than I need. It's like 10 litres maybe. 8 litres. It's crazy, this pressure cooker. Like if you don't, it will explode if you don't do it properly. Do you know what I mean? That should be long enough. Let's remove the lid and see how it turned out. Looks like only the bottom plate cooks. Maybe the steam from the water didn't reach the upper plates. There must be an orientation of these plates that would let the steam pass freely. Of course, yeah. So let's take that one. Oh, you don't have to do it all over again, do you? Right. Let's get that water in there. Now. Oh, that's not what I want to do, really. I mean, I would have thought. I don't know. No, can I? Let's go for that. A bit of that action. So that's rotated this. That's a quarter. Wait. That's fully 90 degrees. We want a 30-degree rotation. I think we're going to call that 30 degrees, right? Let's get that one dropped on there. If I had the plate now, actually cut the batter over the top. Would the steam of the holes of the bottom plate cut the batter of the top plate? Maybe I can rotate the plate in the cooker to align the steam holes better. Well, this is what idli, eh? Okay. How does that match now? Okay, so let's rotate. Okay, let's do that and see how we get on with that. Do I want all 3 plates in there? I presume that Muslim or whatever it is. Now, what were we doing? Are we rotating? Yeah. Let's have a go on that. See how that works. Alright, see how that turns out. But if it's a steam sort of pressure cooker, that should be long enough. Oh, I hope this has turned out nice. Ah, it's done. So that looks leavened, doesn't it? Was it a flour and water mixture? It was a batter, wasn't it? So what is it then? Oh wow, you even took the time to make our faces. I think you forgot about my beard though. Really didn't have to do this. What else could I do? My husband can't figure out Italy's. Venba, I told you to go to sleep. You've been feeling sick and exhausted. You didn't have to cook. It's not a big deal if I skip lunch once. And he says that in front of his Indian wife. Pavalan. You're making me choose between resting and letting you starve. That's not a fair choice to me. You're not letting me starve. I know, but that's what it feels like. And even if I'd let you leave. What will I do for lunch? Very humility. I'd still have to cook. As exhausted and sick as I am, you just wouldn't have seen it. I don't have a coffee machine here to survive on either. Is it so hard for you to cook, even on days like this? You're right, sorry. Did you look for tickets back home? Yes, it's expensive, but we can manage it. So, do you think we should go? I don't know. Let me ask the boss again if he can make me full-time. Unless the school gives you more shifts, or my boss changes his mind, it's going to be tough to stay in Canada. You know, there are other options, but I wouldn't mind going back. I'm sure I can teach again at my old job, and there's nothing really keeping us here. That would be nice. Oh well, okay, well, why don't you leave with me now? I'll walk you to the doctor's office before I go to work. Oh no, I'm sure all I need is some sleep. You've been saying that for 2 days now. Come on, I'll walk you. Doctors are free here. Don't know much about that. I know. Oh, is that something a married woman wears? It's called a bindi, but I think there's religious or cultural significance, but I don't really know much about it. Venba, are you going home? What did the doctor say? So the boss didn't even consider it. Unless a miracle happens, say we start packing. What? What's with you? You never told me what the doctor said. Well, I think you should eat first. Oh, okay. It leaves again. Ah. What's gotten into you today? Oh, she's pregnant. I knew that was coming. So I guess this means we have a reason to stay. I mean, raising a child back home wouldn't be so bad either, but there's a chance at a very different life here. It's only going to get more expensive though, and we're barely scraping by as it is. We can't provide everything other parents would be able to. What if they resent us for that when they grow up? Maybe moving back to India is the best option after all. But then they could resent us for taking away this opportunity. Not many people return to India, do they? What do you think, Venba? Why aren't you saying anything? I don't know. It's funny to see you worry like this. Are you not worried? I don't know. I feel very calm for some reason. She looks very calm, doesn't she? That makes one of us. Pavela, don't worry. I'm sure they will turn out just fine. How can you be so sure? It's our child. How else could they turn out? Being outshone by one's children is a universally desired form of sweet defeat. That's a beautiful thing, that. My name is Pavelan, sir. Pavelan, sir. Kevin? Where did you run off to? Sir, it would be my privilege to work with you. Pardon me, sir? Don't have time to play, Kevin. I have a lot of work to do. Yes, sir, I've managed to transport of hundreds of units of inventory per day. Pardon me, sir? Gavin, there you are. What are you wearing? Where's your shirt? It's a cape. Take that off. Let's get you dressed. No, I like it. That job was in India, sir, but Kevin, wait there. Don't run. Kevin, come back here. This has become a routine now. So much easier doing this without my faux Indian accent. Yes, sir. Bachelor of Science in Physics, sir. Hey, oh, that towel is so dirty, yeah? Here, wear this shirt, Canna. No. But, sir, you can just take me on a probation period, maybe. I'm driven, self-started, and a quick learner, sir. Put this on, Canna. Hurry up now. But I don't want to. Speaking Tamil, Canna. Oh my god, this Tamil. Right, okay. Well, you don't meet many people from Tamil. I can't even understand what you're saying. You don't have to pay until then. Please, Canna. I understand, sir. Yes, good boy. Okay. Thank you, sir. Yes, sir. Thank you. Thank you for considering me. Good day. I'm going to just close the kitchen door. Give me a second. Oh, hello, Mr. Bachelor of Science. What happened? Oh, God. Same old. They didn't buy the hundreds of unit story. That's not entirely untrue. I helped out in a grocery store when I was 12. And you were paid in candy. Ah, well, I've only worked as a writer back home. I don't see myself getting a job for that here, not with my English. Spent half of these calls getting them to repeat themselves. Should watch cartoons with Kevin. If I can understand those shows, maybe I can understand these people too. Yay! We can watch Batman together. Yes, but your son is going to forget Tamil at this rate. So, that's strange, because I know Tamil is a language and a people, but I'm assuming there's a Tamil region. It's a Dravidian language. by Tamil people of South Asia, and the official language of the Indian state of Tamil Nadu, the Union Territory of Puducherry, and the sovereign nations of Sri Lanka and Singapore. I did not know that Tamil was spoken in Sri Lanka or Singapore. Tamil is also spoken by significant minorities in the four other South Indian states of Kerala, Karnataka, I've not heard of that place, Andhra Pradesh, and Telangana, in the Union Territory. It is also spoken by Tamil diaspora, by the Tamil diaspora found in many countries, including Malaysia and whatever. Right. I just assumed that. That's crazy, that actually. Oh, it's very narrow region of India that speaks Tamil. Did you know his friends call him Kevin? What's wrong with that? Speaking Tamil, da. Well, what's wrong with that? It's only one letter that's different, anyways. Names tell stories. It's a way for people to learn about you and where you're from. You shouldn't be able to. You shouldn't be afraid to create friends. It's your name, after all. Who else is going to tell them? And Kevin means beautiful. It's such a lovely name, and it suits you so well. I don't want to be beautiful. I just want to be Kevin. He's brighter than us, Venba. He's learnt to adapt. We haven't. You know, he aced yesterday's English quiz. He did. Really. Good job. Should celebrate the canna. What do you want to eat? I'll make something special. Oh, can we order pizza? Oh. Speaking Tamil, Kevin. I want pizza. How about something better? How about we make something at home? Like parota, dosa, idiyappam, ghee dosa, biryani, curry dosa. No, I'm tired of all of these. I said I want pizza. Extra cheese, extra toppings. You eat pizza all the time, Kevin. Have you ever had putu? No. What's that? Well, I've only seen my mother make it before. It's a lot of fun to make. Reminds me of a rocket. Rocket? Yes, a lot of steam comes out when you make it. It looks just like a rocket launching. It does? Yes. But you know what? Let's just order pizza. There's no rocket, but you get a nice cardboard box. Bit of reverse psychology there. Will it really look like a rocket launch? Do you want to see? Oh, it's already made me feel a bit teary. Because, I suppose because, I don't know. When I was younger, I went to a private school. It was a convent school, and everybody there was Christian. I hadn't really thought much about religion, but I adopted Christianity, and I wanted to go to a Christian secondary school. I suppose, just like all kids, you want to fit in, and predominantly everybody around me was Christian, so I decided to fit into Christianity. The consequence of that is it made me very philosophically minded from a very young age. I constantly thought about God, the nature of life, and the nature of the universe all the time, like throughout my younger years and adult life. In fact, I think about philosophy almost all the time. Even when I'm playing video games, or whatever, a form of meditation. I'm just always thinking. And I think that's because Christianity never sat easy with me. And the sad thing is, my mum was born Hindu, but she wasn't really practicing. But she converted to Christianity. We became basically a bit of a Christian family. Now, don't get me wrong, going to church, the ethical system, the community, the social aspect, all of that aspect of Christian religion is not a bad thing, really. But as I got older, more intelligent, wiser, and more insightful, I started to realize, like, especially for my mum, what she moved away from. Hinduism is an incredibly beautiful religion, but it's very difficult to be a Hindu outside of Hindu culture. And as my mum was a first generation immigrant, she came across to the UK, and that whole story is incredible. And I keep meaning to capture my mum's story really in like an interview type format. Um, and it's that whole story is incredible. But as I got more intelligent, wiser, open-minded, blah blah blah, I started to realize like that culture of Hinduism is so fantastic. I also started to think of how Western there is no Western culture, in the West, and I mean I know they're Canadian, but in the UK, it's almost like anti-culture. You know what I mean? Like pizza and McDonald's and KFC, that's not culture. There's no heritage there. That's just fast food, with taste enhancers, making people addicted to it. It's just shittiness. And I think in the UK, like other countries, I think there was like a lot of ignorant jealousy of immigrants. There really was, and particularly in a time when my mum came across, and I don't know if she was herself subjected to racism to the extreme that you see, like in cities and things. It's horrific. Maybe not in London, but in certainly northern cities. When people haven't got much, they then look at others that they perceive to have something that they want. Do you know what I mean? And immigrants have to work hard when they come to a country. And it's part of their culture as well. That's another story. But the people who are suffering most in schools at the moment in the UK are white working class boys, and I don't think their white working class is a culture of excellence. I think it doesn't have that same drive. Whereas I've taught in schools, and I've taught in schools where there've been of different cultures, and from like where white working class was the predominant culture, through to where there was lots of different ethnic minorities. And I can definitely say, from my experience, ethnic minorities seem to be the ones that drive their children to excellence. Um, and it's really strange because I see like almost like a resentment from white working class culture towards the ethnic minorities. And I think that resentment stems from such a rich history of cultural heritage. Because what does it mean to be British now? Like I can't think of any, you know what I mean? Like I see the usual racists who will deny being racist, but given the limelight, people like Nigel Farage and things like that, I see them on TV, and they're always going on about, oh well, we're losing our British. What is the British values? What is British culture? It's nothing. There is no culture. Britain forfeited its culture during the Industrial Revolution, etc., etc. Its culture has been sold off now. So what is British culture? Is it going to the pub? Because I don't see much of that happening nowadays. Is it shouting and spitting and swearing at football matches? You still see that going on. Do you know what I mean? Like the things that I see as British culture aren't things that I'd be very proud of, if you know what I mean. Like they're just not things that I'd feel proud about. And I'm in an unusual situation. I am British. I'm born in Britain. I was educated in British establishments. You know what I mean? I was a scout leader. Do you know what I mean? I had an active role in church. I've had a varied career from IT management through to even teaching. You know what I mean? I'm very classically British. Um, but the things about Britain, there's very little I'm proud of to say this is proudly how I defined my Britishness. Nothing really. So my only sense of like culture and identity really comes from my mum's side, you know. Um, I'm very well educated, so maybe that's an aspect of Britain. But then I think that died after the 90s. our literacy and numeracy rates are plummeting. Do you know what I mean? Um, I don't know. I don't know what there is. Maybe a stoic upper lip or something. But then sometimes I don't necessarily think that that's a good thing. Do you know what I mean? Like, so yeah, it's a strange thing to see this child want to forfeit his ethnic heritage in the need to fit in with peers. And I've seen this, like some of the schools one of the schools I taught in, just one actually, some of the kids that were quite poor kids, poor white working class boys, were actually racist. We're actually racist. Like that sounds strange in the 21st century, doesn't it? Like here we are now in the 21st century. We've still got people being racist and young children as well. And you feel sorry for them because children aren't naturally hateful, are they? Really, there's something that's gone on in their lives: abuse, neglect. Well, yeah, they were from very poor backgrounds, and yeah, it was quite sad to see that level of ignorance, just outright ignorance. And I don't, they don't know anything about me. It was just based on skin color, if you like. So you could argue that that's more xenophobia, just the basic thing of fearing the unknown. But I think they were just, you know, I didn't used to think this, but until you meet kids like this, you do realize that some kids, by the time they hit the age of 12, if they're nasty little bastards, they're always going to be pretty much nasty little bastards. Yeah, I don't know, they're going to be the ones that provide the social burden and then probably go on to spawn nasty little bastards themselves. And I hate to say that, do you know what I mean? I'd rather be a lot more liberal, lefty, softy, softy. But, having now experienced that as a liberal, lefty, softy, softy, I realise now that there are some, and it's sad. I mean, the Jesuits said, give me a boy up until the age of 9, and I will make him a man, type thing. And you get why they've got that cut-off age, because if you start getting to the age of 12 and you still act and behave like that, it's a bit of a lost cause, really. They might some of them transform their lives around. It's a lot of work, though, isn't it? And you can see then why, if somebody that was of an ethnic heritage, faced with all that sort of prejudice and hate, would want to abandon that to fit in. But for what, though? You know what I mean? Like Hinduism, the literature, the art, the culture, the science, everything about India is so majestical, right? It really is like a fascinating heritage. And to give that up for what? Pizza. Do you know what I mean? And like, this is where I feel like many Westerners have been duped because they don't have culture. They are just consumers. They are just fodder for factories. They earn their little factory slave wages and then just plow it into consumerism. And as a Westerner, I can vouch hand on heart, that is what we do. That is what we've been conditioned for. So the idea of giving up cultural heritage to fit into anti-culture or no culture is sad. And yet, and I did that as well to some degree or other. I never really explored that that side of my own heritage because it would always been at the antithesis of the Western value system, if you like. And the Western value system is nothing more than individualism, consumerism, and like a soulless consumption as well, a real soulless consumption. And I can say that. I'm not looking at the West as an outsider. I'm an insider. I'm a Westerner. And I can admit it's a soulless consumption. It takes a lot to break from that mold, really. Um, so yeah, maybe this will have an impact on me in this game, like for sure. All right, let's get started with some cooking. I haven't made this before, but Anna has a recipe on it. Hopefully it's readable. Where's the rocket? We need to make the flour first, huh? Is this not all Bangra? 500 grams of rice water. Blend 500 grams of rice. Oh, right, sorry, 500 grams of rice and water. I didn't know what rice was. Separate fine rice from chunks. Something chunks, blah, blah, blah. Combine 500 grams of fine rice with water. It's difficult, that. When do we get to the rocket part? Soon, I'll be patient. Right, let's get the rice in there. Blended rice. We'll put it into the sieve. And then we'll sieve that over the towel. Now, I'm tempted to put that back in there and reblend it. And then just sieve again. I don't know how much rice there's in there to worry about, but should we just do one more run? I don't think it's healthy to have a blender like that, like not much in there. I boiled my kettle dry this morning. I thought that was it, it's game over for the kettle, but seems to have survived. Okay, can't say I've ever blended rice, so this is interesting. I think this is perfect. What does this feel like? Flour. Why does this feel like flour even though there was so much water? You have to mix the water and flour little by little. The final consistency should feel like slightly wet sand. Alright, that wasn't too hard. Hammer, when will we get to the rocket? Okay, so we'll put the water in the bottom, put coconut layers as far away from each other as possible. So we've got 4 tablespoons. So, okay. So what's it all going into? Is it going into this flask here? So in all the pots, so the water steams and cooks from what's above. Tricky part is figuring out how much rice and coconut is needed. In what order? Okay, so we'll get the water and we'll stick that in there. Okay. Let's get the coconut flour and put that in there. And we'll get 2 tablespoons of putu flour, put it in there. A tablespoon of the coconut flour. 2 tablespoons of the putu flour. And then the coconut flour. And then the lid. I'm a bit cynical about this being a rocket. It's lunchtime, Kevin. Wow. That was so cool, Venba. I can't believe it didn't fall. Hammer. Can we do that again? Interesting. We're able to offer you our secondary teacher position at this time. However, we encourage you to apply again next year. Is he asleep? I think so. Kevin? Oh, they're sharing a bed. Yeah, look at his age as well. Yes, he is. Good. So that interview. Another dead end? Yes. Okay, I knew that before I took the call. No relevant Canadian work experience. We'll keep you on file. I don't know. I feel like I delude us into thinking that we can make it work here. Well, don't worry. I'll go to the employment office again tomorrow. Well, I know you don't like Suresh, but I think you should take that sales job at his company. It's all about who you know here. We barely know anyone. Isn't that everywhere? Not in a position to pick and choose our help. But moving here would be a chance to start over. But even here, we have to beg people like Suresh. It's not begging. I know. I'll call him tomorrow. Thank you. But honestly, I think you're more qualified for sales than I am. I mean, the way you sold Kevin on that Poosie today, you're really good with kids. Can't believe you're having a hard time teaching in school. Well, it's not like teaching back home. Makes me worry about Kevin. Why? Well, back home I could get the class to laugh, open up, get them in the mood to learn, you know. But it's harder here. What does that have to do with Kevin? I just feel there's a wall between me and my class. I can't connect with them. They lead very different lives than we did. And I feel that same wall growing around Kevin. How do you mean? What if I can't connect with Kevin? It's hard to even talk to him. It's so hard to even talk to him. He speaks in English all the time, and he talks so fast. It's hard to understand him. It's like he's a different world to us. Well, it's more than just that. He's not interested in anything we do. I thought I could at least get him to listen to music or watch some movies from back home. We'd rather watch Home Alone for the 100th time. I don't know, I'm worried. Those things bother me too. But we chose to bring him up here. We did it because we thought we'd have a better life here. And he does. This place comes with better education and opportunities, but also comes with its own culture, language, values. We can't pick and choose the ones we want and ask him to ignore all the others. I think it's natural that any kid wants to fit in, right? Yeah, maybe. It's just scary. Don't worry, Venba. He'll turn out just fine. How are you so sure? He's our child. How else will he turn out? Those fallen from their resolve are stripped of respect like hair fallen from their head. Go on, tell her. My name is Pavelan. His name is Pavelan. He's my dad. Pavallan. She says Appa is not at the office. Does she know what time he left? Do you know when my dad left the office? Okay, well, does she at least know if he came in today? Did you see my dad today? It's good if he usually leaves with anybody. Maybe we can call them. Does he usually go home with someone? He says no, Dad usually leaves alone and he's very quiet. Says all the sales staff left at 5 p.m. today. She says he must have left then too. Okay, thank you. Oh, I'm worried that something sinister is going on. Why are we walking through the park, Emma? Do you think Alpha will be here? I don't know, Connor. Sometimes your apple loves to walk instead of taking the bus. If you decided to walk home from the office, it should be through here. He said apple left at 5. What's taking him so long? Do you think he went somewhere else first? Where would he go for this long? I don't know, Kevin. Enough with your questions. Sorry, Canna, I'm just worried about Apple. Why are you worried? Do you think something happened to him? No, I'm sure he's fine. You don't have to stay quiet, Calvin. Here, you can ask me anything you want. Anything? Yes, and I'll answer it. But only if you can ask it in Tamil, okay? Oh, okay, I can do that. Okay? Okay, I can do that. Why did that lady say that Appa is very quiet? He talks a lot home. Oh, look at you go. You see, you can speak Tamil when you want to. I don't know, maybe it's that they don't talk to him. What do you mean? Nothing. He doesn't really like his job, Kevin. Maybe that's why. He was a writer back home, right? Did he like his job then? Oh, yes. He loved to write. How come I would never see him write at home? Well, he always writes when something bothers him. Back home, that used to be every day. Maybe you should bug him more. What did you do back home? Same as here, I was a teacher, and not just a supply teacher. I taught math, the 9th to 12th standard. Were you a cool teacher? What's a cool teacher? Fun and easygoing, like, were the kids scared of you? Only kids named Kevin. I don't know, I didn't like to think I was good at it. My classes were always fun for the students, though I don't think I'm a cool teacher here. I miss those days. But you teach here too? It's not the same. Why not? I don't know. It's just not. Why did you move here? It wasn't an easy choice. Pavlem wanted to be with me. And I couldn't imagine being with anyone else. But a lot of people took issue with us being together. And decided to make it our problem. It was getting really hard to deal with it, so we gambled on a fresh start here and took it. Oh, I see Appa. I mean, I don't want to necessarily make assumptions. Nothing, no matter how dear, should be sought at the expense of one's honour. I wonder if this is Tamil wisdom. Okay, I just finished cutting up the onions too. You should have everything you need. Yes, thanks, pal. Go and help Kevin pack. I'm calling him Kevin now. God. Biryani gravy. Okay, this recipe is completely unreadable. Layered biryani is really fancy. I've never made it that way before. I think Amma make it, but I've seen Amma make it the night before we left India. Oh God, maybe I can try remembering them. So Amma left her behind then. Right, what's this then? Here. Now the beef goes in after we add all the salt and powders. That order is important. Then add water and let it reduce. Ah, how am I going to remember all of this? Don't worry, I've added all this instructions in the recipe book I gave. Okay, so what's this? Ginger garlic paste, water, cardamom, tomatoes, onions. Start with onions. That's how I do things. And I think chilies. We'll get the seeds done and the cloves. I don't remember doing it this way. I must have done something wrong. Let me try again. Right. That water, bay leaves, chili powder, biryani masala, turmeric. Did I put fennel in? We'll leave the cloves a little bit later, right? I mean, let's get these powders in. That's one way of doing it. Chilies. Oh, you're joking. Okay, it didn't seem to mind the onions. Let's get these powders in. Turmeric, bay leaves, fennel, cloves, tomatoes. No. Okay, onions, chilies, garlic paste, biryani masala. Doesn't like it. Onions, garlic paste. Okay. Once you add tomatoes, they release so much water it's hard for anything else to fry afterwards. Okay. Right, so I'm happy to... Right. You see, the thing is, I fry onions first because onions release a nice thing to coat the pan. Remember, add all of these ingredients first. Oh, so it really does want me to add these ingredients. So expensive. All this trouble. Oh, it's okay, Dee. It's a big thing to leave another country. Right. Okay. So that cardamom's very fresh, isn't it? Let's get the cardamom done. I wouldn't fry the cloves. The fennel seeds, like that. I think the bay leaves would go in last, personally. Get the onions in. Cardamom. Okay, maybe the bay leaves aren't going in last then. Okay, maybe they are. Oh. Seems to like that. What's this? Ginger garlic paste. So we'll put the chilies in next. Then the ginger garlic paste. Then the tomatoes. A lot of trouble with the recipe book, Hannah. I think turmeric and then just chili powder. What's this here? Right, we'll let that reduce down. I don't think salt will make much difference. So that's like, I don't know what it's called, but you know, that's how pretty much how I do masala sauce, I suppose. Although I don't remember doing this. Like, oh, she said about right. Remember, all the salt and powders, the oil is important. Okay, then add water and let it reduce. Right. So let's add the salt. Then the marinated beef. Didn't say what the beef marinade was. Then the water. Now let that reduce, and if it doesn't reduce properly, dump a load of corn flour in there as well. That's not right, is it? No. So let's get that done properly. I didn't realise they weren't in there actually. This smells divine. I think we just need to let it simmer for 30 minutes before we can start layering. I'd like to know what that beef marinade was though. That would have been interesting. Gravy's done. All that's left is the biryani. Maybe I can finish it before Kevin leaves. My mum does do a superb biryani. It's absolutely incredible. So, layered biryani. Oh, I've never done it like this. At least the second part is salvageable. What second part? The idea is to put everything in the pot, seal tightly, and let it simmer together. Oh, okay. Alright, it's just going in this pot. That makes sense. The 1, 2, 3 might refer to the different layers of gravy, rice, and other things. Okay. But in what order? Maybe I can try to remember. Okay. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3. Which pot are they going into? Oh, why are you crying? You know we'll visit often. This is our home. Where else will we go? I know, Kenny. It's just so far away. Yeah, man. My mum was from a family of 6 girls and a son. Most of them emigrated from South America. It's not that one, it's this. It's got a rice layer. What would go on top of the rice layer? Would it be the ghee? What do we call cilantro? Oh, cilantro. I remember having a recipe for cilantro and I was like going around looking for it. Cilantro, we call it Oh, it's bugging me now. Oh, coriander, I think, maybe. Well, I'm just guessing because that's part of Indian cuisine, really, coriander, but I don't know if that's the case. Let's have a look. Cilantro. It was really going to bug me, this now. Still trying to guess what it is while I just have a quick look at this. Oh, that's weird. I had a notification pop up, but it's now not popped up. Came from Xbox, I thought. Cilantro. It's going to really bug me because it's something that's quite a common. Coriander. It is coriander. Okay. Yeah. So that's a North American, obviously, Canadian thing then, cilantro. But I don't know why they call it cilantro. But yeah, I was like looking for cilantro, and it's just like coriander, and I've got shitloads of that, and I was going around these Indian markets. Oh, milk as well. Saffron milk. Ooh, lovely. So there will be another rice layer that goes on top, but I don't know what that rice layer would be. And then what's this? Ghee as well. I've never done this, so ghee. Oh my god, heart attack city. Let's assume it's ghee. Then it's rice. And then what's this here? Saffron milk. Oh, I wonder if it's the saffron milk. Damn it. Oh, it could be anything. It could be the onions. Could be fucking anything. That's the reality of it. What's this here? I don't think this is the rice because no, I don't either. Right, let's do the rice. Where was that? I mean, I would imagine it's ghee and onions because otherwise the ghee's a fat, isn't it? And so therefore the ghee would always float to the top anyway. Right, coriander, let's put that on top. So next up is the saffron milk, right? Cashews, coriander as a garnish, and mint really, mint as a garnish as well. Ah, damn it. Types of biryanis. So fun to make and can be made in so many different ways. Every state in India has its own biryani and they all swear it's the best. And I always love the Hyderabadi biryani I'm making today. Okay. So this is hard. I could really... No, I could do with a hint, to be fair. I've never done this. I should scoop out a layer of beef using the empty bowl. Oh, okay. Alright, fine. And add one layer of rice. Then I should slowly add the scooped out beef followed by the last layer of rice. Probably go on the last layer. Yeah. So, right. Layer of beef. Layer of rice. Layer of beef. I had no idea. Layer of rice. Right. Ghee's not a garnish, is it really? Nor is saffron milk. So let's just do the onions, the ghee, the saffron milk, and the cashew nuts, and then really your mint and your thingy is garnish, isn't it? Oh god, I think this is right. But oh god, damn, that's going to be good, isn't it? As biryani goes, so I have to cover it with a lid now. Oh, so it's not pressure cooked though, this biryani. Okay, I think this is it. Just need to keep the flame low and let it all cook together. Rice will fully absorb all the moisture from the gravy, deep flavouring it. I can't wait. God, should be good now. Oh God, yeah. Looks amazing. Family beef. What's happening here? Oh, how is it? Oh, so good. Beef really is the best. Oh, it's really good, Emma. I'm glad. I don't get many chances to cook for you like this again. Emma, stop being so dramatic. I'm just moving out for university. Yes, Canna, but we'll miss you. We packed everything. It's a long drive. I have to get gas on the way. As it turns out, my friends are driving there today after all, so I'll be going with them. Oh, this way you and Appa won't have to drive all day. We wanted to see the university. To see all the classrooms and buildings. You can give us a tour. It's not a hassle. Oh, my parents drove me to university. It's just more convenience. There's nothing to tour really. Just a bunch of free buildings. Okay, Canna, sure. You can get any of the. In fact, everybody that I knew at university's parents dropped them off pretty much. I mean, there's one girl I went to uni with, and yeah, she was like lived in a not a hostel. I can't like squat basically before she came to uni. Incredible. She qualified as a doctor actually, and yeah, I presume she's the only one that I knew that. Don't know. Some people had divorced, separated parents, things like that. But it's like a big thing, isn't it? Did I even get any of the meat pieces? Maybe we could drive there next week, drop off some food. Oh, I almost forgot. Will your friend's car have enough space for some containers? Don't know why. I packed a lot more of the biryani. I also packed some polies, pickles, and sweets. Did she give all the pieces to Kevin? Emma, I can't take that in the car. Why not? I packed for your friends too. You can all eat. Emma, they don't want biryani. The whole car will smell. Don't want them in my dorm either. Don't want any of it. Kevin, I put a lot of effort into making all of it this week. Didn't ask you to. Why are you getting mad? I don't know. You didn't ask, but what will you even eat there? I don't know. There cafeterias, instant noodles, whatever. I'll figure it out. Can't believe she gave him all the pieces. I'm just kidding, Kirsty. That's not healthy, Kevin. You can't eat out every day. Literally everyone there will be doing that. I'm just trying to be helpful. Well, you're not. Why don't you just take some of it? You don't have to eat it. I said, no, Emma, I'm done with this. It's a fresh start for me. I don't want to smell like India anymore. Oh, God. I just want to be normal for once. I was thinking recently there was a guy, an Indian guy, in one of the shops next to me. Oh my God, I imagine he had such incredible cooking at home. It was an unpleasant smell um, because he really smelt so strongly of garlic and other aspects of Indian cooking. And I say it's unpleasant. It's just not a smell I was familiar with. And in the UK, especially, I was so surprised to have that scent off somebody. Um, Interestingly, though, there's some research, a study shown that there's a correlation between sensitivity to smells and xenophobia. How crazy is that? Yeah, it was really interesting. I'd love to find that study. I could put a link to it, but what it suggested is that basically the more sensitive you are as a person to different smells, do you know what I mean? The less exposed you've been to a variety of smells in life, I presume it means you're more sensitive to different smells. The more racist, the more xenophobic you're likely to be. Crazy, isn't it? Um, I'll just do this section. I need to nip to the loo really. Well, I need a cup of tea really, to be honest with you. So I'll make the kettle and make the tea. Can I? The language you speak, the food you eat, the clothes you wear. Only you should decide that, Kevin. You don't have to change who you are for us. Just be sure you're not changing who you are for anyone else either. There's a wonderful and beautiful culture that's a part of you. It would be a shame if you chose not to be a part of it, just because you think it's not normal. Then why did we even move here? We should have just stayed in India. Sorry, I didn't mean to yell. It's just there's no need to create a fuss over any of this. It's not like you're never going to see me again. I'll visit often, okay? Okay. And I'll call every week too, so please try not to worry. Okay? Okay. Is that them? Yeah, I think so. Who's that girl? I've never seen her before. Smart kid. This is why he didn't want us to drive with him. Chip off the old block. Chip off the old block. I didn't know that was a Canadian or Indian saying. There he goes. I suppose it's good that he's so independent, makes his own choices, even if they are so incorrect. Our choices were mostly made for us already. Whatever he chooses, at least it'll be his own decision. We just have to wait patiently for him to come back to us. Until then, it's just the two of us again, huh? Just like old times. Oh, they look a bit older. We are unable to offer you our secondary teacher position at this time. I will encourage you to apply again next year. Oh. Oh, did Kevin reach the university? Did he text or call yet? No, but we told him to text or call when he gets there, right? Yep. Or maybe he has got to go, or has he? I kept waiting and got so worried I finally called him. Just said he forgot to inform us and hurried to hang up. Ah, well, it's a big day after all. I'm sure he's got a lot going on there. Oh, sure. Let your son do as he likes. I'm not going to bother anymore. He doesn't want to eat what we make. He doesn't want to speak in Tamil. He doesn't even want the name we gave him. I'm done chasing after him. Yes, you're right. Oh, wait. He forgot his headphones in his room. I was going to bring it to him sometime next week, but maybe we should just let him pick it up whenever he wants. Oh, he did? Of course not, Pavlan. We should help if we can. He uses those headphones all the time. It'll be hard for him without that. What? Oh, you made that up. Is there anything more fleeting than your anger towards Kevin? That's what being a parent is, I suppose. When Kevin said he wants to pursue writing, I was so happy. Finally, something we have in common. I wanted to show him all the works that inspired me and all the poems and stories that I love. And the ones you wrote to him and all the stories you read to him as a child were just ones you wrote on the spot. Yes, but I doubt he even remembers that. I don't even know if he can read Tamil literature, much less understand it. Some of my fondest memories is my dad reading to me as a child in bed. Almost every night, he'd read stories. I'd fall asleep to the most fascinating stories. Later on, I realised that it was all like Clive Barker, Isaac Asimov, Frank Herbert. Do you know what I mean? But they were absolutely incredible. It's some of the fondest memories I have in life. You know what I mean? Of my father reading me stories as a child, and I've always it was such a magical. You know, I had a really fantastic childhood that I really hope that almost every child, where possible, has the experience of a parent or a carer reading them a story to sleep. It's just the most magical thing in the world ever. Because I think as a child, your main thing is to feel safe. Do you know what I mean? If a child can't feel safe, a child can't thrive and blossom. And so many children, it's heartbreaking, don't have safety in their lives. And we're not talking about just the extreme of abuse. We're talking about other forms of abuse that we now recognise as forms of abuse, such as neglect. And but so many children, even in the UK, starving, going hungry. Do you know what I mean? Not knowing whether they're in food poverty, and that's not doesn't make you feel safe. Many children sleep in rooms with mold and damp or feel cold, and it's sad because it's so hard for a child to thrive in that environment. And when I was teaching, I noticed that, there's no way a child can concentrate on algorithmic thinking or mathematics. I used to teach maths, philosophy, and computer science, and three intellectually demanding subjects. And you'd always get the kids that, you know, knew it was hard work. And I think I underestimated how difficult those subjects are. They've always come naturally to me from a young age. So it just, that was one of the difficulties I had, was appreciating these things don't come naturally to everybody. Do you know what I mean? Like, you see the world from your own point of view, don't you? And so there were always kids that disengaged, but certainly there were kids that disengaged not because they didn't have the intellectual capacity to engage with the material, but simply they just didn't have the right home environments that gave them the sense of, that Maslow's hierarchy of needs, that sort of safety, the psychological, physiological safety or whatever, and the belongingness and family and support and things like that. So yeah, I think a lot of those things are really, really important. And reading to your kids, fucking hell, do not underestimate the power that has. I used to wonder why he wanted to turn his back on all the unique and special things his roots have to offer. But after that night in the park, maybe he's thinking it's better not to be unique or stand out in any way. And I don't think we can blame him for that. I guess it wasn't the best decision to move. I don't get to write here. You don't get to teach here. It's hard for Kevin to be who he really wants to be here. Maybe he should have stayed. Getting to suggest I would have been better off not moving here with you. My hunger is going to be anything but fleeting. Come on. I know how much you miss home. Will you be happy about that? If I felt like I didn't have anyone, then yes. Maybe I'd be happy there. But I have Kevin, and I have you. Home is where you two are. Probably find themselves to some degree ostracized at home. Really, longing for those who have forsaken you diminishes the beauty of the soul. I did say I'm going to put the kettle on, actually. I think that's got a bit of a sore throat, actually. So I'll have a decaf tea instead. I won't be a second. Okay, where are we at? Where's my slippers? That's. I'm an old man now. I need to wear my slippers. I don't smoke a pipe anymore. But there's nothing unhealthy about slippers. Stave off the onset of plantar fasciitis. Right, where are we at? What is this? Cool. God, Indian cooking though, so much fat and oil. Not even funny. Well, I don't think, you know what, well, maybe deep fried is bad. I don't know. I'm in two minds. I don't deep fry much myself, but it's not a crazy amount of oil. Like, it's not as bad as it seems. It is if you're trying to lose weight. But... Oh, this is interesting. This is yet another type of pan. Looks like a pan for doing poached eggs. I did have a poached egg pan. I don't know what's happened to my poached egg pan. What is it? It's not telling me what the ingredients are. It's so frustrating. I buy my samosas from a shop in Nottingham, which is about an hour's drive from me, just to get samosas. And it literally is, like, I will drive there just to get these samosas. But I cannot do samosas and onion bhajis anywhere near as well as this shop. They are absolutely brilliant. And it's pretty much the only time I get my deep fat fryer out, really, and I really deep fat fry food because they have to be deep fat fried. Oh, but the taste of them, it's just mind blowing. So it's a 2-hour return trip, so I buy a lot, freeze them. But I wonder what this is though. This has really intrigued me now. She's going to cross this off on the recipe book, I bet you. So I'm going to take a screenshot of whatever it is. Fucking hell am I feeling hungry. Just thinking about food. Not knowing what it is. Okay, let's give this a slice. How's this going to be done? Not pan fried then, I presume. So not filleting it then. This is it. Oh, incredible. So she is pan frying it whole. What about all those fins? They're going to be sharp. I don't understand what all these ingredients are. That's just butter, clarified butter, ghee, I presume. Do I really want to be putting the lid on that? Well, I presume they're chilies. So what's gone in there? She likes. They weren't cardamom pods. What's that? Black pepper, white pepper, bay leaves, I presume. Oh, what is that? This is giving a right little. Oh, that's going to be dal, I bet you. You know, sort of lentil dal. What's going on here? No, it's driving me mad not knowing what this food is. Ah, take it off, take it off. This is how you do. You have to take that off. Let the steam out. When it's safe to do so, then take the lid off. If you're using a pressure cooker. Is that rice or what? No, that'll be flour, won't it? Coriander. Looks like coriander. Coriander to garnish. You don't have to waste the stems though. You can cut up the stems of coriander. Use those. Chicken legs, I presume. How does she know when each one's done, ready to be turned over? Just an instinct. I do have a lot of chicken curry, but it's not my favourite. My absolute favourite is a fish curry. A really good fish curry is incredible. And then second to that, no, I suppose, if I'm honest, goat curry. Oh my god, I love goat curry. And then second to that, maybe fish curry. Then lamb. Then chicken. And then like vegetarian. Have to be honest. Oh my god, what's going on here? There's a lot of messages, isn't there? This is all from Kevin. Have a great day. Good night, Kevin. Good night, Emma. Morning, Kevin. Have a great day. He doesn't always get back to his old mum. Any fun plans? Might go to office today. They give 2 times points. Happy New Year, Emma. What plans today? You might see some friends. What about you? Not much. Is that video? Oh, I didn't read the last message. Damn it. It feels like it's quite key, that last message. Did I capture it in that 1 minute screenshot? Yeah. Sorry, Emma. Sure, Emma. Super. Sorry, Emma. Something came up last minute and I can't make it tonight. Oh, okay. We are happy to inform you that your application for the secondary teacher position has been accepted. Without one's dignity, one becomes a puppet to many strings. It's a good quote as well, isn't it? Oh, that's how the exact vibe I was looking for. Great. But just so you know, that's not usually hung inside the house. I just like to hang it inside. Yeah, yeah, that's fine. I just needed something unique and interesting here. By the way, for the school lunch scene, I was thinking it would be cool if I was like a super diverse table of kids and they all shared food from their different cultures. What do you think Priya's lunch should be? Chicken tikka, spicy vindaloo, maybe? So probably none of those. Just Tamil. Well, if we show her eating, what if we show her eating nothing? Like, I would bring back my lunch a lot. I was too embarrassed to eat it at school. Maybe we can touch upon that. Oh, that might not fit with the tone of the show. It's just a fun scene that celebrates different cultures and cuisines that really represents Toronto. You must have a favourite dish your mum made or something, right? It just feels weird for me to write a scene where she isn't even a bit apprehensive about the lunch. I was terrified to even open the lid. I get we're celebrating, but a scene like this would make me feel like I was worried about nothing when I wasn't. Yeah, you know what though? Uh, that was quite well done actually. Yeah, I'll check my mother's recipe book. That was quite well done. That was really well done actually. Because we've all been there, haven't we? Writing messages and then we read it and then we sort of check our own cognitive dissonance and think, yeah, you know what? Okay, I have to give them a recipe. The least I can do is ensure it's authentic. Oh, bless. I can't believe Emma didn't take the recipe book with her when she left to India, though. Well, looks like she's fixed a lot of these recipes. I can't read Tamil very well, but let's see. Ooh, idlis. This is putu. Oh, I remember making this with Amma and Papa. That was fun. Biryani, of course, Appa's favourite. Natu Cozy Columbo. It's like chicken soup, I think. She made this for me. Oh, it makes me didn't want to cry. Oh, oh. I, I mean, I think if my mum had ever left, you know, I mean, I live in the same town as my parents, which is wonderful. Um, didn't value those things. So for 20, 30, 20 years, 20 odd years, I didn't. I lived quite far away and then I came back. It's nice to be nearby. And but I think if my mum had then left, as in passed away or left to go somewhere else, and I wasn't able to see her, I always think of my mum during when I'm cooking. I mean, my dad cooked, but it was my mum who really fed us, and it's my mum's cooking that felt like that was the love communicated. Like I know it sounds strange, and I remember a talk by Stephen Fry a few months back, and he was criticizing the creativity of AI, and he was saying that fundamentally the most difficult thing about AI that it can't mimic. in and can't replicate that human creativity can is that there's love imparted into human creativity, arts, and literature, where AI doesn't bring love into that. And what's incredible is when you think of your mum's cooking, you feel the love, don't you, in your mum's food, and so that would be the time that. So I get. So it's an emotional process when you cook the food that your parents have cooked you. It's an emotional process. And what's really odd is I never took the time to learn to cook from my mum. I just didn't. I was too not immature. I just didn't value those things at the age when I could have been. Do you know what I mean? Everything was handed to me on a plate, and I just didn't really value when I was 17 learning to cook incredible food. And then it was only when I got older I had to teach myself to cook, which is crazy because my mum's like the equivalent of a professional chef. She really is, and so is my dad. They are both absolutely excellent cooks, and it's mad to have not learnt from them, but to have then brought myself up to a, a decent standard with cooking, like independently, but not quite to their standard at all, really. And I think I could be. It's just having the patience, that's the thing. But I know lots of people who cook who've self-taught. In fact, almost everybody I know who cooks has self-taught. Nobody I know who can cook. And the amount of people I know that can cook is slowly getting smaller. Like, I don't know what it is about the modern day white people. Less and less people cook, and some places you go to, like America, nobody fucking cooks. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's strange. Well, not different parts of America are different. I know that, but yeah, it's really strange that so many people have self-taught, and I bet so many people have gone through what this guy's going through, which is you teach yourself the recipes that your parents cooked as well. That must be an emotional process. This is the only thing I could eat without throwing up. Glad I managed to talk myself out of blubbering. I must have been around 5 then. I still remember the taste, the smell, and the day she made it. There was a phone call from India. The cooker was whistling. Amma fed it to me, but I think she was upset about something. I wonder what it was. Anyways, if I'm going to feature this recipe in the show, I better cook it once at least. Oh, how helpful. She's drawn cute pictures of the ingredients needed. I'll go pick those up first, and then I can start putting it together. I've had Chinese friends over the years who've also got a strong background in food and family, basically. The two things so inextricably connected, massively. So it must be a sort of, I think in America, when they talk about Asian, they cover any non-American, you know what I mean? But like that sort of neck of the woods, don't they? China, India, it's just all Asian. Right, so what are these things then? So you add that to the water-based thing, and then okay. I can't really read this, but thankfully there's a diagram. So let's put. It looks like I have to mix the tamarind with water to extract its essence multiple times. So hot water, tamarind. Do I not grind that with a pestle and mortar? No. Okay. Oh right. Okay. Here we go. Let's give that a mix. Okay. Let's put that there. Sieve out that water. Oh, the water really changed colour. Could add more water directly to this bowl, but that might dilute the extracted water. I need a way to separate the extracted water and the tamarind. Yeah, I've got it. There we go. Right. So there we've got the extracted water. How much of this am I going to be making now? Okay, all right, I got you. Right, just put that sieve on there. Now, what I don't know is what is tamarind. So I might just Google that in a second. Now, tamarind. Whoa, never come across this before. Hardwood tree known scientifically as Tamarindus indica. It's native to Africa but also grows in India, Pakistan, and many other tropical regions. The peanut pods filled with seeds surrounded by fibrous pulp. A unique sweet sour flavour that makes it popular in sweet and savoury dishes alike. Its flavour has been compared to tangy lemon or lime balanced by sweet caramel notes, or a cross between lemon and apricot. Why have I not? Oh, that's going on my. There's a Thai shop in town that sells most weird and wonderful foods, not just Thai foods. It's absolutely brilliant. Only a little shop though. Um, I would say the lady's unfriendly, but she's like very serious lady. You won't get much conversation from her. But yeah, well, I don't know how to mix this, you know. Oh, there we go. Um, and they will sell this sort of stuff. I'm sure the water isn't really changing colour that much anymore. I've gotten everything I can from the tamarind. Let me add it to the other stuff. Yeah, I got that. That's as much as I'm going to get, I think. This means the tamarind water is ready. On to the next thing. Oh, it's making me feel emotional. When I cook, I feel like I'm just. Part of me feels like I'm connected with my ancestry, you know. Okay, well, there's no diagrams in this one. My Tamil isn't the most fluent, so I might not be able to translate this fully. Maybe I can do it step by step. Maybe I can make out a few of those words. Toast both of the grains first. So we've got salt. What's this here? Just have to figure out the missing parts. Do that step by step, although I don't really see any grains. Did I mistranslate something? Right, what's this here? Shallots, tomatoes, garlic and ginger, chilies, balsam powder, mustard seeds, and then garlic and ginger. I've got a few recipes that throw the garlic and ginger in straight away. What's this? Cumin. Oh yeah, all right. I wouldn't want to put cumin in straight away, but let's do that. Ah, it's seeds, not grains. Depends if it's ground or whole cumin maybe. I can't count the number of times I've woken up to this sound though. How is it already smelling so good? Yeah. I can read this part easily. Next, add red leaves and green chilies. Yeah, you know what's interesting actually is every process around red leaves and green chilies, or what about green leaves and red chilies? Oh, I must have my words for red and green switched around. That's the amazing thing about cooking properly from scratch, Indian cuisine, is the smell is incredible from the beginning all the way through to the end, especially if you do something like a masala sauce. And it just gets deeper and deeper and broader, the smell. It's just, and then it becomes overwhelming. And then by the time you finish, 4 hours later, you feel full just from the smell. It's weird. Okay, and minced and crushed garlic and ginger. What about the shallots? What's minced then? Balsam powder. I would put the shallots in now. Okay, they're cooking very quickly. That smells so good. It's usually around this time Emma has me waving all the steam away from the smoke detector. What gives out water? I'll tell you what. Bloody tomatoes. Then add water itself. Oh, tomatoes. Right, it seems to release a lot of water. So you give that, I would say, about 3 minutes, which this doesn't need. And that's what the tamarind water is for. Okay. No idea what this says, but only 2 ingredients left, so balsam powder. What's this ingredient here? And then salt to taste. It smells really taking me back. I was so upset because of the phone call she got from home. I think I remember now. Food elicits memories. Massively. For me, anyway. I'm sorry, Appa. I mean, we were all out in this restaurant, 5 of us, and we're eating good food, and it's not long before the conversation was about the other times we ate good food. Do you know what I mean? It just that is what good food does. Good food elicits memories of other good food somehow. And then it just all becomes entwined into memories of good. I'm sorry, Appa. I'm sorry I'm not there. I know. I thought she was getting better. It's almost the end of the month, so I should be able to send you more money soon. No, no, it's okay. Let me at least be of use this way. Can't read this part either, but there's not much to this. Just put everything in and cook it, I guess. Wow. Bone-in chicken, salt. What is... Oh, turmeric as well. Should I not just add the turmeric to the chicken now? Alright. Let me get the water in first. Okay. That's weird. Such a lovely yellow, isn't it? I should turn this on after I get everything in. Well, the pressure thing. But that's a bit weird. Just water, turmeric, salt, chicken. See how it goes. I love the way these things spin on pressure cookers. I should keep going. Wow, that looks fantastic. Chicken stock always has a golden colour, but the turmeric is making it look extra nice. Oh, so this is for chicken stock then. Oh man, should we even feature this in the show? Some corporation is going to start selling an overpriced turmeric chicken stock after watching this. Okay, last step. Just have to mix these together, I suppose. Balsam is usually water, but here it is fresh chicken stock instead. That's really cool. Wow. I wonder how Chris will describe this to the team. An exotic take on a chicken soup made from a variety of spices and aromatics. Gross. So, what, and then you just fish out the bones? What? I mean, I put the coriander in towards the end. Is he poorly? It's nothing. Why is it sad? Did I do something wrong? Oh no. Can I? Not at all. I just heard from home. Your grandmother, Emma, loves her a lot. But sometimes people have to leave and go far away, and Emma will just miss her. Why is she leaving? Oh. It's natural, Calvin. Everyone leaves someday. This too? It'll happen to everyone. I won't leave you, Emma. Or Appa. Any recipe updates? Humble porridge can taste sweeter than nectar when fed by little hands of one's child. Yeah, I told you I'm terrible at this. It's easy, Karen. Listen, it's all about temperature control with dosa. First, pour water on the stone to reduce the heat. Next, set the fire to the low setting and pour the batter in. And since the stone isn't hot, you can spread the batter easily. Add oil around the edges and turn up the heat. And this will fry the batter and make it easy to flip once it is around. And this is done. Easy, right? Yeah, for you, another disaster coming up. Spread out. That's disintegrating now. I spread the batter on. You spread the batter fine, Kevin. You've got to do some things before spreading. I think I know what I did wrong. Let's try again. I did try to put oil on there. Right, let's plop some oil on top then. But I don't understand now. Okay, that's the worst, isn't it? Alright, so that's not quite gone right. Okay, let's get those instructions again. Let's set the fire to the low setting. Okay, all right. Let's try that then. So, bit of water. All right, we'll set this to the low setting. Get some batter on. Should be easy to spread now because it's on a low setting, but it's not. Get some oil around the edges. And once it's cooked, I don't understand this. I've never seen anything like this before. It hasn't browned, has it? Oh, I did everything right. Well, almost. What did I do wrong? You got the first part right, but before you flip, you screw the fat out of the oil and turn the stove up time. Oh! Okay, let's get that stove turned down. We'll do this time. Let's get that spread out. Looks like it's going to be spread very thinly. I make pancakes quite a lot for breakfast. I don't know, I've just become addicted to I like eggs every day, and pancakes are just yet another way to consume eggs, I suppose. That's why I'm not losing weight. Right, let's give that a flip. This is very similar to pancakes, minus all the oil. Oh my god. Did it. Good job. Let me try something on. We'll just try. This will be a bit thicker this time, so we can lay all the vegetables. Oh, this is like the pizza one, right? With all the toppings. Yes. Not really there. See, this is a cooking simulator, and I'm already thinking about my mum. Okay, now the toppings. Do I have to add all of them? I've been thinking about my mum throughout this game, actually. Actually, you can just add whatever you like. Everyone's fapam. It's different. Just make sure you add ghee. Bloody hell, ghee. Glad I don't actually cook with ghee myself. To be fair. Carrots, green chilies, idli powder. What's that? Onions. Yeah. Carrots, green chilies, bit of idli powder. Whack it on high. Cooking nicely. Time to flip. Interesting. It's not like a real time thing. I think I'm getting the hang of this. See, I told you it's easy. I made this in a while. This was Giraffe's favourite. Curry dosa is dosa with minced meat. This exactly, we're doing it with mutton here, but you could do it with chicken, beef, or whatever you like. Curry dosa then. I wonder what dosa batter is. I'm going to cook this. I'm definitely going to cook this. Good job, Cameron. Now we can start adding the curry toppings, like uthapam. You want to add the ghee first, then add beaten egg as a coating, followed by the actual curry. Finish it with coriander. Okay, so add the ghee. Add the curry. Beaten egg as a coating, then follow. Oh, okay. Right. Then the curry. And the coriander as a topper. Now whack the heat up. Looking good to me. Is that not done then? Oh god, damn it. So what's this then? Let's read about this, because this seems like something I'd like to cook actually. Curry dosa recipe. Doesn't look great actually. Looking at it, it's bloody shocking. But you know what? Curry dosa recipe. Delicious mutton keema dosa recipe. Up to a spicy mutton keema filling. Alright, let's go for that. Screenshot that, I'll come back to that later. It'll be 4 months time though by the time I go back through my screenshots. This is fun. Yes, it really is. You're doing great, Kevin. You can start your own dosa restaurant when you're doing that. I know, right? Could probably be. I could probably run the best one if there were restaurants that can serve dosas like this back there. You wouldn't have missed home so much and left her. I came here for more than just dosas, Kevin. Oh yeah, of course. I was just joking. Oh. Okay. Well, you start eating these. I'll make the rest and then join you. Oh no, no, I'll do that. Otherwise, they'll get cold before you can eat them. Well, won't they get cold for you then? Let me do this one time at least. Sure, Kevin. Mentored feelings. Oh, I'm going to get upset and I don't even know why. Am I? Just that thing that popped up. I have something to show you. This is Anna's recipe book. Have you been using it? Wait, I didn't fix some of these. You've fixed those too? And you wrote in Tamil? This is great, Kevin. Is this all research for that show you're writing? No, Anna. Actually, I quit that job. Oh, why? I felt like a fraud. I took the job because it was the first place that would hire me. I suppose the showrunners felt I could offer a Tamil perspective, but I've distanced myself from all of that my entire life. I don't even speak the language fluently. What perspective can I even offer? I've acted like being Tamil was inconvenient for me my whole life, but now I'm acting Tamil when it is convenient for me. And there's a job on the line. I couldn't deal with it. I had no idea you felt this way. It's true, Emma. I'm just a tourist, and I wasn't there for you after Accra, and every time I wanted to apologise, I just felt too guilty to even face you. You always said you stayed in Canada for me, and know how much it must have hurt for you to come back here. How much I must have hurt you. And Appa, it was so sudden. just thought there'd be time to tell him how much he inspires me. Even the stories he made up when I was a child and read them to me until I finally slept, my writing can't hold a candle to that. If I'm writing today, it's because of him. I'm still just trying to catch up to him. That's not why I came here, Kevin. You didn't? I came here because that's what's best for me, and even though it hurt me, it's what's best for you. What do you mean? I love living here. The people, my parents, my job, everything. Leaving India was necessary. Really hard. I felt bad for leaving, and I missed it so much that I wanted to raise you like we never left here. It must have been suffocating for you, and after Pavalan, well, coming back here and teaching all these kids has been great. If I'd have stayed there, I don't think I could have given you the space you needed. Thanks, Alan. How long are you here for? I don't know, Alan. This is nice. What about you? Do you think you'll ever come back to Canada? I don't know, Canada, but this is really nice. Well, not to coin a cliched phrase, but it is the circle of life, isn't it? So often. Life is very cyclical in nature. And actually, it's nice to sort of return to roots. Launch a crumbling putu. There's loads of secret achievements here. Wow. We can complete every recipe without messing up once. This achievement is secret. Well, there's loads of stuff going on there. Well, I have to say this is an absolutely beautiful little game. Another fantastic example of superb indie game, really. I don't think I cried. I managed to survive without full-blown tears. Very possible with the sport of Ontario creates. Okay. Canada is very multicultural. I think it's a beautiful. I think Canadians are some of the most wonderful people in the world. I have to say. I think that's why they're subject to ridicule from many North Americans. Canadians are wonderful people, and that's why North Americans don't like them. Sounds a bit harsh, doesn't it? But there you have it. That's brilliant, this recipe list. I'm really pleased. I'll be enjoying these. Roma tomatoes. Not just any tomatoes, Roma tomatoes. Layered biryani. You know what? I'm going to cook every one of these. Well, there's a fair amount of recipes of these. Right. Well, I'm going to kick it and probably have a bash on something else quick. FPS. Like balance out deep thought with mindless killing. Take it easy and catch you later.